Joe Burrow has been making news at the podium.
Maybe he's thinking about a trade. Maybe he's going to retire like an Andrew Luck type of path.
You think he's not going to be the quarterback of Cincinnati next year?
Hey, I'm just dissecting right now.
Welcome to Dudes on Dudes. I'm Julian Edelman.
And I'm Rob Gronkowski.
And this is the show where your favorite dudes get to talk about their favorite dudes.
And it's cream season, baby, and we've got a great episode coming up. And if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified every time we drop a new episode.
Let's go. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. Robbie G, where you at?
Yo, what's up, man? I'm home in my crib in Florida, heading back out for the doubleheader Saturday and Sunday out to LA this weekend. Love that we got NFL games on Saturday now. It's the only Saturday of the year where we have it. You know, once bowl season starts, boom, NFL picks right up and, put some games on Saturday because the NFL's smart. They're money makers. They know what they're doing. They know how to spread out all their games so people watch and tune in. So the sponsorships, are at top peak as well. So I just can't believe as well that there's 3 weeks left in the regular season. I mean, it's kind of like the time where you're like, when are playoffs going to start? Like, we need to amp this up a little bit. We need meaningful football because there's a lot of games now, Jules, that just aren't that meaningful. And when it's this far into the season, it kind of gets a little boring when you're watching those not meaningful games. So we need playoffs to ramp up, but we got to finish strong as well. 3 weeks left. It's almost playoff time. Happy Hanukkah, Julian.
Happy Hanukkah,
it's like
Rob.
Thank you. I appreciate that as well. And I think, 5 days into Hanukkah, 4 days into Hanukkah?
It'll be the 5th tonight, tomorrow. Well, what does it say? Friday? Last night was 4. Tonight is 5. Tomorrow will be 6. So Friday, by the time this comes out, there will be 5 candles lit going on to 6.
Yes. There will be. So happy Hanukkah, Jules. Hopefully you've been celebrating with the family. Hey, love your family, by the way. Mama Jules, Papa, not Mama Jules.
Mama
what's your
Eddles?
nickname? Yeah,
Edel
Mama
Mom.
Eddles.
Mom.
And Papa Eddles. I mean, let me tell you, they're great, man. I love your parents. They're so fun to be around. They represent great people. No wonder why you came out to be such a fine gentleman, Julian, because your parents are just wonderful. And Angie,
I feel the same anytime I'm around your family.
Yes, so shout out to Angie and Frank. And now first up, Jules, a lot went down around the league this weekend. So let's take a look at some of these wild headlines that caught our eyes, like these eyes. These are some special eyes. I got 20.
What do we call this?
Vision. So it's time for another edition of Dude News.
Dude News. All right. Joe Burrow has been making news at the podium. Before their blowout loss last week in Baltimore, Joe Burrow took the podium and said, yeah, if I want to keep doing this, I have to have fun doing this. I've been through a lot. It's not fun. Then what am I doing it for? If it's not fun, what am I doing? That's a powerful, deep thought statement. Was that vulnerability at the podium right there, Roberto?
It really is. And then I kind of would say it kind of explains the blowout loss to the Baltimore Ravens. You can't really be, speaking your mind like that about, not enjoying football, not having fun doing it before a big game versus the Baltimore Ravens. You got to be full peak tuned in, if you want to compete at a high level and have a chance to win. And that kind of explains why they weren't in this game at all. Joe Burrow didn't even throw a touchdown pass. His mind wasn't there. If you want to be, at top peak performance and you want to perform and throw touchdown passes, make big plays, you're never going to do it when your mind isn't there. Yeah, maybe one game out of 6, like say you have 6 games, where your mind's not there. Maybe you're just wide open for some reason, or the receiver's wide open. You can just throw an easy touchdown pass and you look good. But majority of the time, if your mind isn't in the game, if your mind isn't there all week, you're never going to perform that Sunday coming up. And it feels like that's what happened to the Cincinnati Bengals here. And Joe Burrow has been through a lot. I mean, I would say that injuries have to do with it as well. Also, the Cincinnati Bengals organization, their defense a little bit. But, at the same time, you're getting injured. That's that's not really anyone else's fault. You can't really, blame anyone. Like with the injuries that he has had, you got to take care of your body more. I just been around a quarterback that took care of his body so much. So the expectations are just so high for me for other quarterbacks to do the same thing. And on top of it, he's got great wide receivers around him. I mean, one of the best in the league, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. So, I mean, it's a tough situation here. And it's true, though. If you're not having fun, it does suck out there to be playing in the NFL.
Well, he was back at it yesterday, too. He was on the podium, and he says, you think about a lot of things. That's the quote right now. You think about a lot of things. Gronk, what kind of things do you think about?
Well, I'm going to dissect that one a little bit. When I'm out on the field, I'm going to dissect what he's thinking about. Maybe he's thinking about a trade. Maybe he's thinking about going to the Miami Dolphins or Las Vegas Raiders, where those are big markets where, he's so beautiful that he fits perfectly in the Miami atmosphere or the Las Vegas atmosphere. I mean,
you think he's not going to be a quarterback at Cincinnati next year?
Hey, I'm just dissecting right now. I'm just dissecting all the solutions here. Maybe he's going to retire like an Andrew Luck type of path. I saw a couple reports about that it could possibly go down that route. He's paid, he's set for life. I mean, I'm sure he put his money away, so it's not like he even needs to play the game ever again. That's what's cool about being a great quarterback is you can play 2 years on a big contract and you're set for life. You never have to do another thing. If I am going to answer that question, what do I think about Jules? Well, my first couple years in the league, I was thinking that I got to ball out for you, Julian. I got to ball out for myself because we need to go out that night and we need to beat a shit when we go out that night. So that actually equals to being motivation of absolutely dominating on the football
field. So you
field.
could go out and have a good time at night.
Yes. And yes, exactly. And then at the end, when you're beat up, I was thinking about there were some games, this is not the situation where you want to be in at all. Like you're beat up, you're not feeling yourself, you're not dominating anymore. And you're like, man, how am I going to get through this game? How am I going to get through the next couple of weeks so I can, take a week off or, the season ends and then I can enjoy myself because this isn't fun. That's the worst situation to ever be in when you're in the NFL. It really, really is. It has happened to me before. And it would be sad to see if Joe Burrow's at that level because he's so young still. He's in his 20s. It usually happens to skill players later, like in their later 20s and early 30s.
Yeah, I think this is a combination of losing and being hurt. Only time I've ever not had fun at football is when I'm not feeling good. But I also was always on a winning team. So like it's hard to understand because like I remember if we lost like one game, God forbid, I don't know how many times we lost 2 in a row, but there was a couple, like that felt like the worst feeling in the history of life. And to have that for 3 years where he's not even going to play in the playoffs, he's been banged up a lot. Every offseason starts to feel like Groundhog's Day where you go in and you have to rehab for something, go back to a crappy team. Like that's hard for an athlete, especially a high performing competitor like Joe Burrow. But, you look into this, the team's done everything he's wanted. He signed both receivers. When you have 3 of the highest paid guys on offense, I don't know where Higgins lies in there, but they're eating up a lot of that cap. There's not going to be a lot of other players. And so it's one of those things where maybe Cincinnati shouldn't listen to him and maybe they should listen to a professional that runs football team that knows how to win football games. Like that's why players play. That's why coaches coach. That's why GMs should be GMing, but like we're not in that building. We don't know how it is over in Cincinnati. From everything that I hear, they don't know how to win. So, I feel like he's stuck in between a rock and a hard place right now. And it sucks because he's such a talented football player that we all love watching play. But man, he doesn't sound like he's having fun.
I would say the main factor to those quotes, the main factor where this has led to is the ability of the Cincinnati Bengals not winning. And I'm saying not winning on a consistent basis over the last few years. Yeah, if they went to the playoffs last year, they had a great run, and then
no, they haven't been to the playoffs in 3 years.
Exactly. If it's just a down year this year, we'd say they went to the playoffs last year, then there would be hope. Oh, it's just a down year, Next year we're going to rebuild. We're going to come back next year. But now it's 3 years in a row. And that's, I would say, is what's truly weighing, on Joe Burrow here with these quotes and it not being fun anymore. And he must not see in the future as well. He must be projecting that things aren't really going to change either, because if you have that hope and optimistic, that things are going to change and you can see it within the organization, well, then you wouldn't be saying this either. And you're going to be already looking forward to next year and knowing that you're going to have a winning team next year. So he must not see this organization winning next year at all either.
Well, we're thinking about you, Joe. We hope that it turns around in some form or fashion for you, because you're too fun to watch. And just keep grinding away, buddy. Just keep grinding away.
Sunday mornings are sacred. I've got my game day routine, coffee, jersey laid out, and my lucky playlist. But the real game changer? New morning Uncrustables sandwiches.
I've always loved Uncrustable sandwiches, and now I'm all about the new flavors with 12 grams of protein. Bright-eyed berry or up and apple. Bright-eyed berry's got that flashy, finessey vibe, like your favorite slot receiver.
Up and apple, tough and reliable, like a do-it-all tight end.
And players love them. Did you know teams crush over 80,000 Uncrustable sandwiches a year? They know it's good.
It's a snack that can go with you anywhere, from the couch to the tailgate, or even in the locker room. Soft bread, yummy fillings, protein-packed. Once it's part of your ritual, you don't skip it.
Easy enough for Gronk to grab straight from the freezer.
Your new Sunday kickoff ritual starts here with the new morning Uncrustables sandwiches, packed with 12 grams of protein.
Did you see this Cam Newton rant on Coleman, the receiver for the Buffalo Bills?
No, I have not, Jules.
Let's
so
put it on.
Dissect what happened and what he said, so then I can dissect it as well.
Let's see what he says right here. Let's watch it.
Folks ain't gonna keep being patient with you. That playful person that the Buffalo City by storm in his first interview, and he sat down and was like, yeah, I love cookies, and he had the whole, all that was all cool, but we give that grace to young players. Mm-hmm. Big dog, you supposed to be our number one.
Come on now.
And you're playing like a bum. I bet you better start doing your job.
Yo. By the way, man, I love when Cam Newton gets on a rant. And this is his podcast, right? 4th and 1.
Yeah.
That he goes on this rant. Man, I love just how characteristic, he gets and animated he gets as well. And just the way he says it and expresses himself, he makes me laugh and I enjoy it.
He makes me laugh, but it's true.
Yeah. And 100%. This is true. 100% is true. He went into this organization, at the beginning when he was drafted as a rookie, and he kind of, put himself out there like, hey, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. And
which nothing's wrong with that. If you back it up.
There you go, Jules. You have to back it up if you're going to be loud, right from the get-go. Like when I got drafted by the New England Patriots, I was hoo-ah and hurrah on the stage with my brothers and all that. But what did I do? I came in the organization and I earned my respect, and then I shut up.
You came in the first game and fucking put laryngitis. You stiff-armed him to the ground. And he was like one of the craziest linebackers in our league.
Exactly. That's what you got to do. And with Keon Coleman, he had some times where, he's flashy, he's going to be great. But then he's just been falling off. And now he's inactive for games and all that stuff. And, that's when everyone's going to come at you because they remember you being loud from the beginning. That's why I always say to these rookies, hey, be humble. Be as humble as possible and gain the respect of your teammates, and then you can go from there.
Well, people don't realize when you're a first-round draft pick, like
he was a second round. I'm pretty sure. I think he was the first pick in the second round.
He was first pick in the second round.
Yes.
Well, he's got high draft capital, and they've needed him. You know what I mean? And this is serious. There's people's livelihood relying on your performance. Everyone in Buffalo, all the organization, the players, the coaches, the GM, the wait staff, the cleaning people, the freaking people that are in the cafeteria. It only goes if you guys win. And if they're going to invest that much draft capital into a guy, he's got to get it going. So I think Cam's just trying to put a spark under his ass.
Yes, and it's not too late either. There's a couple weeks left in the season. There's playoffs as well. He can take his game to the next level. He can learn from everything that's going on, why he's not getting the ball, why he's not playing, and he can use that as motivation. And he can turn this around in a heartbeat, like literally a heartbeat. He can turn it around. Just even next week he can turn it around, but. You got to show your teammates as well. You want to turn it around. You got to get them to rally behind you, and that will help out, tremendously. You got to show up the meetings. You got to show that you got to show that you want to improve. Yes, exactly. You got to grow up, Jules. You said it perfectly there.
Now, this guy's a fan of cookies. What's your Mount Rushmore of cookies over there, Rob?
Oh, I'm just going to go straight up with a chocolate chip cookie, but it has to be a chocolate chip cookie that's, nice and warm, that basically just got baked out of the oven. I mean, you can never go wrong with that. I mean, it's always a home run out of the park. And then with a scoop of vanilla ice cream right on the side. Oh, and it melts
I love
ice
that.
cream
It's
a
one of
little
my
bit.
favorites.
Yes, and then it's a toss up after that. I mean, macadamia nuts. Oh, macadamia.
You got to throw an Oreo in there. You got to throw an Oreo in there.
Yes,
love Oreos.
Yes.
Chocolate chip.
But is Oreo a cookie? It's technically not a cookie. It's an Oreo. Like a cookie's like a cookie that you gotta bake. An Oreo.
I think it says it's like the best dipping cookie in the history of cookies.
I don't really consider.
What do you think it is? A biscuit? What are you, British?
Yeah,
What is this, a sweet biscuit, bro?
Yeah, something like that. It's just its own category, Jules. It's not a cookie. You got to bake a cookie, Like Oreos aren't made at home. Oreos are made from the Oreo factory,
You could make an Oreo.
Technically you can, but like who's ever made an Oreo at home? I never really heard anyone doing that.
I got a hot take. I love oatmeal. I love oatmeal cookies.
Those are delicious as well. And what's great?
Oatmeal raisin. I like oatmeal chocolate chip. I like oatmeal cookies. I love them.
And oatmeal cookies are like tricking your mind as well. You're like, oh, it's oatmeal. Like I'm eating a healthy cookie. It's good for me. I mean, even though there's tons of sugar and flour in it still, but it tricks you. That's why oatmeal cookies are a great go-to.
And they're always, they're kind of soft. If you get a softer one, not like a crunchy. I like the softer ones. But all right, let's move on. We got the Mount Rushmore cookies. Next, how about this first down celebration where the Lions are picking their nose and giving the first down signal? Is the new first down celebration the new touchdown celebration? There's so many different, have you seen this, Rob?
I have not seen it yet, Jules. So
watch, pick your nose, first down.
Oh,
pick your nose.
I mean, I like it because he's not actually picking his nose.
He flicked it. He flicked it.
And he flicked it too. I mean, you want to know who's going to catch on with this is the kids. The kids love silly things like this. And as a kid, you would pick your nose and all your friends would be making fun of you like, ew, you pick your nose and you eat your boogers. That's so gross. But even though they would go home and pick their nose and fling their boogers all over the place, it was just a reason to make fun of your friends. But the kids are going to catch on with this one. And I got to give them credit. This celebration, this first down celebration, it makes sense as well because when you flick your booger, it's like you're flicking, your two fingers and signaling a first down. So it's pretty creative. You got to give them some credit.
And it's smooth, there's some other cool first down celebrations. I love Kittle's little 3 thing he does. Have you seen him do that? Where he does like a first down where he does like a 3-finger first down, which is kind of funny. CeeDee Lamb does the nose thing, where he does like the little nose thing to the first down. Have you seen that one? Where they do like the nose? I have not
seen that. No, I haven't, Jules.
I mean, the first down celebration is basically like a new touchdown celebration.
I mean, the first down celebration is classic, and you can do more of them as well. I think it's over the top. I've seen that one by
the bowl?
Yeah, the bowl.
Right. The stinky?
Yeah, the stinky. I love it.
I like
the stinky's
stinky.
great. But a first down celebration, here we go. A touchdown celebration can be like more dramatic, meaning like it's allowed to be like 5-6 seconds long. If you're doing a first down celebration that isn't quick, that is lasting more than a second, then you should not be doing a first down celebration because it's just a first down. So
see, that's Kittle's right there.
Flick the burger. Flick the booger quick. Yeah, the Kittle one. Actually, I have seen that now that you're pulling up
the picture of him little thing.
Yep, that's a quick one. You got to do that.
It's got to be quick.
That's quick.
That's the new rule in the first down celebration. Can't be more than 3 seconds.
No, 2 seconds.
It's got to be quick. Like the booger pick is boom.
Yeah. It's kind of like, this is exactly what it's like. It's hitting a 3-point shot in basketball and they do their little, 3-point celebration that's super quick while they're getting back on defense. That's the same thing with the first down celebration.
Because you got to get back to the huddle. There's only 40 seconds. How many seconds? Was it 40 seconds to the next play? Yeah. Let's go. Get back at the huddle.
Let's go. And you got to do it at the right time, too. If you're down by a lot, no first down celebration.
No first down. Please.
And if it's 2-minute drill, absolutely not.
No, hand the ball to the official. But I'm digging these first downs. I used to be just straight like, I did a couple I liked almost like a Seminole hard one. I remember Rob had a great first down signal where he was lying on the ground and he looks back and he just goes like this. That was Jules, so funny.
I was going to bring that one up as well. That was versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Up the seam. I caught it for like 25 yards, got tackled, and I was laying on I couldn't wait to talk about this one since we were talking about first down celebrations. I literally was laughing when I was on the ground. I signaled the first down signal while on the ground, dude.
What?
I was laughing. I'm telling you, I was giggling to myself. First down. Dude, I wish I could go back to football just so I could do this one again. Bro, this makes me happy, man. This one makes me happy.
Yeah.
This I can't believe has not gone like more viral. It needs to go more viral because this celebration was awesome. Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I love it. Look at that, man. Oh, just the picture of it on pause just looks like art.
All right, let's move on. The next thing we got to talk about that hit the Dude News airwaves, or a Dude News headline. What's up with our Puka and all these hot takes on his live streams, my guy? You hear what he's talking about about the NFL refs?
Jules, I've been out of it the last couple of days. So
Puka goes on to a live stream. Well. Aiden Ross, he goes on to Aiden Ross's live stream, and Aiden Ross is a huge streamer. I think we met him over at the YouTube Upfronts, I believe, something like that.
Yes,
but
at Fanatics Fest
and Fanatics Fest, and he goes. He asked about the refs. Puka goes, the refs are the worst. They want to be on TV too. You don't think he's texting his friends in his group chat like, yo, you guys saw me on Sunday Night Football? That wasn't PI, but I called it. Trying to get TV time?
Okay. Puka calling out the refs. Jules, this is a tough situation, especially saying it as a player, because you're really not allowed to express frustration to the refs. Because isn't this a fine? Is this a fine if you talk about it like this on a YouTube live stream?
I have no clue, but Uncle Jules to Pook, yo, bro, you can't tell everyone what's on your mind. You can't tell everyone what's on your mind. This is the same guy that said he was going to retire and like pursue basketball if he won a Super Bowl this year in this exact conversation. He's fucking crazy. Puka is nuts.
He is. I love Puka, man. He has so much juice, so much energy.
He's got no fucks. He gives no fucks.
Yeah, no F's given, and you got to appreciate that.
That's how he plays.
It does. I mean, it's how you represent yourself off the field. Sometimes relates to how you play, on the field as well. But here's another advice. Aiden Ross, great, YouTuber, streamer, but like you can't go on these, streams with YouTubers that just represent themselves. There's no repercussion of what they say because they're their own boss, Puka. So when you go on these channels and you're getting interviewed, they're going to try to instigate you as well to say, controversial stuff because they don't understand what it's like, the fallback news as well, the fallback of it all. When you have to go back to the organization, you got to deal with a head coach, a GM, an owner, your teammates. There's so much more to it. So just watch out what you say. I'm not saying don't go on these, streams, but just watch out, and just be particular in what you say too, because in the end, it starts affecting your play when you keep making headlines because it's just a distraction. I'm not saying he did anything wrong here. He may be right and he's just being funny, but just watch out where it's all. I'm just giving you some advice to just be clean out there. Be clean, brother.
Because we don't want to see them come after your pockets, Bubby.
Exactly. We want you to have all your money, Puka.
Rob, do you remember the first time you did the Gronk spike?
I was born doing the Gronk spike. Rose Sparks makes sure you convert on scoring. That way, there will be plenty to celebrate.
Rose Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a game-winning play. They dissolve under your tongue to work in 15 minutes on average.
And you're right back in the game. No awkward wait time.
Exactly. In just 15 minutes, you're good to go for the rest of the night.
Rose Sparks dual action formula contains tadalafil, which stays active in the system for up to 36 hours. No, you don't stay hard that whole time, but when you get aroused, your body can respond.
Rose Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker erections. Yes, really.
Row connects guys with a medical provider 100% online, so you don't have to waste time in waiting rooms. If approved, treatment ships directly to their door.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off your first order of Sparks on a reoccurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/dudes to find out if prescription Rose Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/dudes for $15 off your first order.
Hi, this is Gronk from Dudes on Dudes, and talk about a perfect partnership. I'm here to tell you about protecting your end zone with Dude Wipes. If you're still wiping with toilet paper, you need to listen up. Dude Wipes are a wet, extra large flushable wipe that leave nothing behind in your behind. Because they are wet, and we all know wetter cleans better. Unlike dry wiping with toilet paper, Dude Wipes clear instead of smear. Goodbye, dingleberries. Goodbye, itch and irritation. Plus, if you take Gronk-sized grumpies, or as I like to call them, Gronkies, baby wipes won't do. You need extra big Dude Wipes to handle the job. And they come in different scents and pack sizes, including a single-use, on-the-go pack that you can take wherever you go for that home field advantage. So don't fumble the ball with toilet paper. Stop being an a-hole to your b-hole and start using Dude Wipes. Available on Amazon and major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
All right, well, it's the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas, no. Hanukkah, no. Us talking about cream season, yes. It is cream season power rankings time. Should we jump into it? Let's jump into it.
Wait, time out, Jules. What is cream season? Can you please explain to everyone out there?
Well, cream season, for the people out there that know anything about milking a cow, when you milk the cow, you churn the milk, the good cream rises to the top. The good milk rises to the top. And I use it metaphorically speaking about the National Football League on the best teams rising to the top at a certain point of the year, usually a week or two after Thanksgiving. And a cream team is a team that I think will be a team that will vie for a Super Bowl. Playoff teams could be cream teams. Teams that are, you have to be in the playoffs to be a cream team. And then what do they do with the best cream, Rob?
Oh, they take the best cream and, I know, Jules, they make it into butter.
and they make it into butter. And usually the conference championship teams are butter teams, and that's what cream season and butter teams are. Should we put a list together?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's see who.
We also have the teams that are
cream of the cream teams, and also let's see if there's any spoiled milk out there. There's always cream. Cream's made of milk, and when you always have that much of a supply, there's always going to be something that's spoiled a little bit. You left it in the refrigerator a little bit too long. You went for a vacation and you came back and the milk is spoiled. So we got to get into those teams as well.
Or maybe these are skim milk teams.
Yeah, they just have no fat on them.
There ain't no fat. There ain't no fat.
Yeah.
What makes the milkshake taste good?
Bulldozed over. Yeah,
Fucking
you gotta have
put a
whole
milkshake
milk
in there with whole milk.
Oh, with some vitamin D. Maybe 2% works as well, but the 1%
And you can even say this
milk,
you can say this in almond milk as well. The almond milk with the sugar tastes better. The almond milk without the sugar doesn't taste as good. It's the 30-calorie almond milk. So if you're an almond milk head out there, jump on the wagon. Okay, it's cream season. So let's jump into this. Skim milk teams out of the AFC, teams that are probably not going to make the playoffs.
Oh, probably not going to make the playoffs. All right, it's easy. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. They're definitely skim milk this year. I agree. That loss to the Pittsburgh Steelers 2 weeks ago kind of, showed who they are this year. They kind of went on a little hot streak to get back to where they needed to get back to. And now they're back to that little cold streak. But the Baltimore Ravens, they just don't have it this year,
Well, they better not. They better continue that cold streak this weekend against the Patriots. Holy schmoly. They go out and beat the Pats this week. That's not good.
Yeah,
I agree with the Ravens.
I got to say, they're skim milk, but if they do beat the Patriots, they're going to rise to about 1% or 2% right now, Jules, if they can pull that off.
I also think the Colts are a skim milk team. The Colts, and it's only because they lost a lot of their fat through the players that they've lost.
Yes, that is a great point, and that's why they brought.
I love Phillip Rivers. It was unbelievable.
That's why they did bring in whole milk Phillip Rivers. He's kind of trying to make up for all the fat that was lost in the other milk, because he brings like freaking 5 gallons of whole milk to the table. There's no doubt about that. And also with these teams, why they're skim milk is because we're just not just talking about their season. We're talking about if they're going to make the playoffs. And the Colts are 8-6 and the Ravens are 7-7. And the last place team to make the playoffs is the Texans at 9-5. And the Ravens aren't going to outpace the Texans, who are 9-5. The Texans are too good. I don't think the Ravens can get there. I don't think everything's going to fall in place for them. I think there's no chance. So they're going to stay at skim milk. And then the Colts are in the same division as the Texans as well. And the Colts just don't have that fat to them anymore. And they just don't have that power to them because of all the injuries that has happened to them. I don't think they can catch up to the Texans either, who are in their division. So I think Ravens, Colts, skim milk, they're out of the playoffs. Now the NFC, let's talk about the skim milk teams here. That was the AFC with the Ravens and Colts. And now with the NFC, the NFC is so powerful right now. Like, you don't even want to call the Lions skim milk. Like, they're 8-6. They got a pretty solid team. I'm going to say this. The Lions aren't going to make the playoffs, which is very sad. I had them as my Super Bowl team. I mean, it's just because of how tough the NFC is this year and how tough that division is. And with the 49ers just playing spectacular, I mean, they probably have Coach of the Year and Kyle Shanahan. That's who's screwing the Detroit Lions from getting in the playoffs. No one should have expected the 49ers to have such a great season with all these injuries. So I would say the Lions are not skim milk, but they're about 1%, 2% that just isn't going to make the playoffs. And
it's tough. I'm going to go with that too. And then in the Cowboys, I mean, they're skim milk. I think during their churning process, where you're pumping the milk and the cream, like, they got lost in some shit because they got some fat in there. They feel like a creamy kind of team, but you got to do it consistently, and they haven't. Those two, they had a gauntlet of games where they go and they beat freaking the Chiefs, Philadelphia, and then they lose to the Lions, who were coming off a loss. Like, that one, that was it. And then you lose to Minnesota last weekend. You can't be a cream team and lose this late in the season. So
exactly. And then I also got the Panthers as some skim milk as well. But it's a tricky one here because it's between like the Panthers and Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have showed that they are skim milk as well. They lost a lot of fat to their roster, I would say due to the injuries. But now the players are back and they're still not performing the way that they should be performing.
You're putting the Bucs in skim milk?
I'm just saying they're dipping in the skim milk and then they're going back to 2%. But I think the Buccaneers do pull it off. They got to play the Panthers. It's basically determined. They control their fate. The Panthers and the Buccaneers, who they play each other 2 out of the next 3 games twice. So it's who can beat down, each other. It's basically playoff games from here on out.
Series.
Exactly. I think the Buccaneers do pull it off and go to the playoffs, and the Panthers become a skim milk team, so, and don't make the playoffs here.
All right, let's pick some cream teams. 49ers are a cream team right now. And it's been unreal to watch them play. I've thought they weren't going to win a whole lot of games going into each of these weeks when they're down their quarterback, down 3 stars on defense. And Shanahan and Saleh, they got this next man up mentality that, they're 10-4. They're 10-4. It's crazy. So the Niners, they are a cream team. I think just they're battle tested and the ingredients that they have are starting to believe that they're cream. So I think the Niners are one of the cream teams from the NFC. We'll do 3 cream teams.
Yeah, another cream team is the Chicago Bears. I mean, with Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson as their head coach. I mean, they've turned it around. They're a spectacular team this year. They're 10-4 right now. What they're doing on the offensive side of the ball, they got a balanced attack. They got a pretty solid run game. They got a 1-2 punch that is one of the best in the NFL with their running backs. And then Caleb Williams off the play action as well. It's opening it up a lot there. Loveland, their tight end, who's a rookie, first round pick, top 10 pick to the Chicago Bears. He's coming, through as a player as well. He's understanding what the NFL is all about. He's understanding the playbook. And then the Bears, they got one of the best defenses in the league that complements the offense tremendously. So a solid team overall. I just think they have a little bit of, inexperience still, Ben Johnson, his first year head coach. When it gets deep into it, I'm not sure if they're going to come out, as victorious as they've been throughout the regular season, but they're definitely a cream team, and they proved it all year long with the competition that they've been going versus.
Their defense leads the lead in takeaways, but there is a lot of holes in that defense, and they got to be able to win with a pass play in a must-pass situation. We haven't seen that yet, but I do believe they're a cream team as well. Another cream team, last one for the NFC. Got to go with the Seattle Seahawks, right?
No doubt about that.
That defense. It's they play such great team defense. They have a bunch of different blitz packages. That McDonald's got them rolling on all cylinders. And if their offense can take care of the football, they're really good. Sam Darnold, JSN, little AJ Barner getting touchdowns here and there. Tight end, you got a pretty solid run game, but this thing's going to go as far as Sam Darnold goes. So he needs to continue. He needs to play better football this time of the year because he's been on a little shaky run the last couple weeks. Defense had to bail him out. Could barely beat a 44-year-old Phillip Rivers, which not taking anything away from the Colts, but that's crazy. So he needs to get it going, but they are a cream team. Let's jump over to the AFC.
Oh,
Patriots
AFC
are cream
teams. Oh, all right. We'll start with the Patriots. I mean, they're kind of like the Chicago Bears. It's kind of hard to argue like who had the better turnaround from being one of the worst teams in the NFL to now one of the best teams in the NFL. And it's hilarious because they're both in second place in their conference as well. And they both have rookie head coaches and they both have quarterbacks that were drafted, in the same year. So they're very, very similar. So Patriots belong as a cream team. They've been dominating. They had the 10-game win streak. It was sad to see them let go of that 21-point lead versus the Buffalo Bills last week. And what that shows is that, at any time they can collapse now. And at any time, it gives confidence to other teams that they can make a comeback, and the Patriots can't close the door, even though, they're up by 21. That kind of exploits them just a little bit. Yeah, it could have been a fluke game, but overall, the Patriots are a cream team. They play great football, on offensive side of the ball with not many turnovers. That's, it's part of their strategy. Hey, don't make mistakes. Let the other team make mistakes. And then they're a physical football team on the defensive side of the ball. And also, they're pretty solid on the special teams phase as well. So all three phases,
specials teams.
Exactly. All three phases are well coached, and the players are all playing together as a team. And that's what makes them a cream team.
I think they're, like you said, they're just a little young. And I think if they get healthy, getting Milton Williams back, Spillane didn't play last week. Need him back. He's a huge difference maker for that defense. They got to get Wilson and Campbell back on the offensive line. Like, those are big holes, and those were players that were playing pretty well for them in that 10-game stretch. So get healthy, and this could be a good test for them. Look, that was a good recalibration to show each one of these players that 10-game winning streaks aren't just outside and on the tree. You can't just go pick those. The game needs urgency. Every play from here on out is important. And that's what that loss could have done for them, because they played well in the first half. Shit, they were blowing them out. It just, you ran out of depth. You ran out of plays because guys are hurt. And Josh Allen was Josh Allen. Let's go into another cream team for the AFC. I think the Jaguars are a cream team. Trevor Lawrence is playing the best we've ever seen Trevor Lawrence play. 5 touchdowns throwing, 1 running, 50 yards rushing. This is what we envisioned of Trevor Lawrence when he came out from Clemson. He was like the most hyped quarterback that I can remember since Andrew Luck, when it came to his tangibles, his height, strength, his hand size, his throwing ability, how he could run the football, and we're starting to see it. Liam Cohen has that team rolling, and that defense is sneaky really good. I think they're second in takeaways. So, they have a really good team. ETN's a good ball player. Jacoby Myers from that trade from the Raiders has been a huge addition, taking some heat off of Brian Thomas, who's a real burner. So he's like a good intermediate guy. They got some players. If they can continue to do it, man, they're going to be dangerous as well.
And then the third cream team here from the AFC, I got to go with the Houston Texans. And I'm not talking about the Houston Texans at the beginning of the year. I'm talking about the Houston Texans on what team they have become. I mean, I was a little disappointed. Yeah, they have morphed. I picked them to win their division. I'm pretty sure the Jags are going to win it, but there's still a chance for the Texans. You never know these last 3 games. And that's what's great. There is some meaningful football, and it's to get the seeding, and vying for a playoff spot, but it's not for every team. So the meaningful football games are great. And the Texans and Jaguars will be playing meaningful football because they got to, try to win their division and get good seeding. But the Texans, man, I was like, man, I thought they were going to win their division. This team is awful. And then all of a sudden, Jules, like you said, they morphed into some superpower team. And this defense has just become phenomenal. They have an unbelievable pass rush, which is the heart and soul of their defense. I mean, they
got great corners. Lassiter and Stingley.
But
they got a great, what's their safeties? Probably one of the best.
Yeah, but great pick with Will Anderson. Nick
Caserio.
He's cream of the crop, as a GM. And we saw that when we were in New England, when he was basically, I don't even know his title in New England. I don't know anyone's title when they were in New England, but he worked basically at everything. He's kind of a butter GM, I would say.
He's kind of GM?
Proving it. I would say so, right? He's kind of proving it too, because he went to the Texans when they were iffy, and he's been just producing talent and picking guys and creating and building a team like phenomenal. He's doing a great job.
They got to get CJ Stroud continually progressing. Played well last week. He played pretty decent the week before that. They're on a great win streak right now. What is it, 5 games? 4 games? But, like, they've been doing it. If C.J. Stroud and Kaylee, our old coach, can come together and continue to get better and better, they're going to be really scary. Let's jump in to the butter teams. Now, all the other teams that we didn't say that were in, they're all cream teams. We just didn't highlight them.
No. They're not cream teams. They're like 1%, 2% milk. So cream teams are whole milk.
Who's a butter
That's
team?
how it works.
The butter team.
Now,
we'll pick one from each division or each conference that we think is the cream of the cream. What is like creme de creme?
This is creme brulee.
It sounds Frenchy. Yeah, creme brulee.
Creme brulee.
Like
creme brulee. But
creme
we're calling it butter creme brulee because these are butter teams. But 1% teams, 2% teams is like the Bills, the Chargers, the Steelers. Like they go with the skim milk. Sometimes they're whole milk.
You don't think the Bills are a cream team?
I think they're a 2% team. They've shown that they're a cream team at some points, but they've also shown that they're a skim milk team. So those, like the Bills, Chargers, and Steelers, team. It doesn't matter. A cream team, someone that's been dominating out there and overcoming obstacles. The Bills really haven't overcome too many obstacles. I mean,
they've overcome a really bad defense.
Yeah, I mean,
they're 4-0 they've given up 30 points 4 times, and they're 4-0 in those games.
They should just give up 30 points every game then. That is nuts. It must trigger Josh Allen like, oh my gosh, our defense is playing terrible today. Like, I got to step it up. Like, sometimes that triggered me. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, we're only going to win this game if I ball out. So then, boom, I got to ball out.
Exactly. So who's our butter team for the NFC?
All right, I think butter team.
Easy, right?
Okay. This is easy. It's the Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams. They got a great defense. They just done a great job building this team. They're just a complete
they lose tonight to
football team, all across the board. Like the Los Angeles Rams is the butter team of the NFC, Jules.
I agree. And they get a lot of pressure with Verse. And who's that other Turner? Maybe Kobe Turner, Verse, Young, and Fisk. They can get after the quarterback. They may not get sacks, but they put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They do have a hole in the secondary. Their secondary isn't the greatest. They give up big plays. But if they play complementary football, they're just super strong. It's going to be interesting to see how they handle not having Devontae Adams if he doesn't go tonight, which we're recording the day before the game. Let's jump over to the cream team for the AFC, or the butter team for the AFC. Let's go we got to go with the Broncos, right?
No, I mean, no doubt about it. They proved it last week. I would be up in the air if the Broncos were a butter team, but after they beat the Green Bay Packers, their offense came through for them. They stopped them on the defense side of the ball. Bo Nix showed that he can handle the pressure.
Was that a Bo Nix breakout game?
I mean, I would say it was a Bo Nix breakout game with the pressure on the line versus a very solid defense.
Well, it was the first time you saw like Bo throw like seam routes and throw the ball down the field, and they got him protected once Micah got, banged up or hurt, whatever Micah happened. They were able to protect Bo, and he was able to dissect that defense. He had a couple touchdown passes that we haven't seen him throw like in his career yet. And then also, we're so accustomed to see this team winning in the fourth quarter. It was good to see them kind of get it going earlier in the game. Bo Nix, if he plays well, they have a defense that's really good with Benito and Cooper and Allen on that D-line. You got Patrick Surtain. You got Hufanga in the secondary as well. Like, they got ball players. If they can continue it, man, Sean Payton, what a fucking joker. This guy cut Russell Wilson, had $1 trillion on the cap that was dead money, and now he's about to be potentially the 1 seed in the AFC with 3 weeks to go. That's impressive.
Yes. Sean, very impressive. I was going to say Sean. Sean Payton. I get them confused. They're both great coaches. So if you get them confused, it's understandable. But Sean Payton, is a culture changer. He did it in New Orleans. He's known for his offensive skill set and his offensive knowledge, but Jules, he should really be known for how he changes the culture at an organization. He did it in New Orleans, and now he's doing it in Denver. And you see how he's doing it as well. He went and got his quarterback that he needed. He's got Bo Nix in charge, and he gets the players to play up to the standard that he needs them to play. And that's how he creates a winning organization and a winning football program, is by changing the culture. And he brings that culture to the table. Sean Payton is the real deal, and he's proven it once again.
It's pretty cool too, because he's got old school coach vibes where you could tell that he rips them. You know, he's not all about like, you know, this whole collaborative, this, that. Like, you could tell Sean Payton's an old school coach that has evolved to the newer player, but still has old school coach fundamentals, I feel. That's what I feel, at least.
Yes, you got to evolve as well. I mean, especially when you've been around that long, and you can't just be the old school way anymore. You know, players change, attitude changes, the way the NFL works, the way these rookies work now, the young bucks work. I mean, you got to be able to evolve, and he has done a spectacular job doing that too, staying hip and staying with it, you know, with the young guys and knowing how to coach them still in an old school way, but in the new school era.
And I still can't get that video out of him taking the huge bong rip with his son. What a fucking savage. All right, let's go over our skim milk teams, cream teams, and butter teams. We have our skim milk teams. Oh, categorize the last 4 teams. They're like 1-2% teams. They're like on the verge of being cream teams. Steelers 1%. Chargers, 2%, really banged up. Bills, you know, teetering on cream team. Defense scares us. Eagles, they're also a 2%, 1% team. Packers, we don't know how they're going to react without Micah Parsons. He's that big of a game changer. So we'll categorize those guys into 1%, 2%. They're going to make the playoffs, but we got to see more. That's why we have these 3 weeks to continue our categorizing of these teams. But let's jump in. We have our skim milk teams, which the teams probably won't make it. Ravens, Colts, Lions, Cowboys, Panthers, Bucks. Our cream teams that have been doing it all year and that are on a good rise. We got Niners, Bears, Seahawks, Patriots, Texans, Jags. Wow, 2 AFC South teams are cream teams. I never thought I would have heard that. And then we have our butter teams, which are the cream brulee of the cream, as Rob would say. And that is the Rams and Broncos. These spots can change, but we'll see what happens. Let's jump into the Chillest Dude of the Week, brought to you by our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and always celebrate responsibly. Since it's that time of the year, Rob and I are going to answer some questions. Ready?
Jules, I got my Coors Light, cold as the Rockies. Cheers to you. All the way across the country, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Hey, cheers.
You know what's in between us?
Oh, the Rocky Mountains.
The Rocky Mountains. Look at Rob knows his geography. This fucking sandbagging son of a bitch.
Hey, I'm a math guy, and I also, Julian, I love geography.
Geography
I ain't gonna lie.
And puzzles.
Yes, puzzles as well. And what my favorite puzzles is puzzles of like maps, like puzzles of geography of countries and their cities, you know, and putting the pieces together. You learn about where the cities are. You learn geography. I love to travel, so it's just great to have that knowledge, you know, and it's fun knowledge as well. And you learn about the beautiful places in the world, you know, and you learn about the cultures as well of those places. And that's why I just knew where the Rockies were. I knew they were in between the East Coast and West Coast because I just have that type of knowledge.
I love that. That's why they call you the Gronk's-a-Damas. If you could give one gift to any player or coach this Christmas, who would it be and what would you be giving them?
Dang, Jules, it's a tough question on the spot, man.
I would give.
Let's hear your answer. Yeah, give me some ideas.
I would give Justin Herbert like 3 linemen, if I could, because that's what they need to be a cream team, like 3 offensive linemen.
Yes. Okay. So, I see where you're going with this. Okay. I would give Cam Scatterbo a new ankle because I just love the way that he plays the game. You know, I
like that.
I love, just the energy and the enthusiasm that he, brings to the table for, the game of football and what he does out on the field. He brings electricity. He makes you enjoy the game. He makes you be in the present moment because you don't know what type of play he's going to make next or what type of hit or what type of effort he's going to give next. So I would give him a new ankle, even though the Giants are terrible and, they're not winning this year. It would just be great to see him back out on the field because he gave New York at least hope, out there. And now they just have zero hope because he's not even playing.
I would give Cam Scatterbo and Puka Nacua a live stream to talk on for all us humans because it would be electric. Well, that was our Chillest Dude of the week. Thanks to our favorite beer, Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/dudes and always celebrate responsibly. Well, that's been another episode of Dudes on Dudes. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen to your podcast. Comment a dude you want us to do. And remember, rate and review. Call in and ask us questions on the chill line. That number is 561-203-5789.
And remember to follow Dudes on Dudes on YouTube, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Snapchat. We will see you all next week. Dudes on Dudes is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.